Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Off the Hook with AJ. I got a very special guest with me today, 2-0 Anthony Herrera. How you doing today, man?
Doing good, man.
So let's talk about let's dive right into it, man. You're coming off your second win.
Right.
How's it feel? How's it feel to get that second victory under your belt?
So I'm 2-0, 2 knockouts right now. I just fought 3 weeks ago, March 5th, Chocolatito undercard in San Diego. So, well, I kind of didn't really like my performance, to be honest with you, because in the first round, I hurt my right hand. And
Really?
I was kind of forced to only use my left hand. So, I was keeping it busy. Even the commentators said that I was like using it a lot. And it was because not because I wanted to, but because I had to. I really had no choice. So I think I would have come out a lot sooner if my right hand was good.
Right.
I didn't hurt it. But the good thing about it, I got some rounds in. I still got the stoppage. So coming into my next fight, I'm gonna just make sure this hand's 100%.
And right now you are building your career, and you're fighting on a big platform. The Zone is a big platform, so that's huge right there. A lot of boxers can't say that they're fighting on big platforms like you are. So that's a blessing there in itself. So I did watch your first fight, and from your first fight to your second fight, to be honest with you, you look more comfortable.
Yeah.
You did look more comfortable. You look more comfortable. You look ready. Just your demeanor, man, just the way you come out, and I didn't even introduce you like you're Superman, bro. I forgot, I forgot to introduce you like that, man. Anthony Superman Herrera. So let me ask you, how did that come about with the whole Superman stuff?
Yeah, so if you would have asked me 10 years back, like, oh yeah, your nickname's gonna be Superman, I would have been like, nah, that's stupid. Like, I would have never picked that nickname. Right. I didn't pick that nickname. My teammates, people that I hung around with, they chose it for me. So the reason why that came about with the whole Superman thing was because when I was a freshman in high school, I started my vision started getting like really bad. So I needed glasses at the time, and I was like, damn, I gotta wear glasses. I don't want to wear glasses. I'm gonna look like a nerd. You know what I mean? So I got the glasses, and then that's when I started boxing at the time. I had my first boxing fight at 13. And then I'm 21 now, so it was like 8 years ago. And then I'll go in the boxing gyms, and then this is when I was a little bit older. But they would tell me like, yeah, man, you look like a nerd. I would have never thought you boxed. Like, you look like someone I could just pick on, like outside of the ring. But inside the ring, inside the ring, you're a different person. You're like Superman. You're like Clark Kent outside the ring. So it's like an alter ego, like a transformation. Okay. So that's how that came about.
Hey, and it fits you, man. It fits you. You really do. You put on a show, man. You come out, you go, you do the little, that thing.
Right. After I knock him out, I'll do my pose. But the funny thing about that is that even though I do all of that, I have never watched one Superman movie in my life.
Really? You know what? Really? You got to sit down and watch those movies. They're long. Yeah, but you gotta watch them. Hey, that's cool though, man. You're taking in that the persona, the Superman persona, and you're going full force with it, man. So it's cool. Like I said, it fits you, man. So let's go. Let's go back to boxing. So now, like I said, you looked very comfortable in your second fight. You look better in your second fight, I believe. You look more comfortable. Like you said, now you're getting in those rounds and you're getting that experience. What was your coaches telling you in the corner going into that fight?
Well, they were telling me, what were they telling me? Well, I know in the corner, they were telling me to throw that right hand a little bit more. Okay. And I didn't even tell them about that, throughout during the fight, which I should have, just let them know that something was going on with the right. But they actually wanted me to throw some uppercuts because the guy was, he was shorter than me, a little shorter than me. So those uppercuts, he was in line for those uppercuts, putting his head down. But stick to the jab a little bit more. Okay. I noticed he was countering my jab, so I had to, have my defense had to be on point right after. That way I don't get countered. But for the most part, I did pretty good. Considering the fact that I only had one good functioning hand.
No, you looked great in that fight, honestly. And do you watch film on your opponents?
I do actually, yeah.
That's good. That's good. A lot of fighters don't watch. A lot of fighters do it. They don't watch film. But a lot of fighters.
Actually, I watch myself too, like my own film, my own fights. Good. I always look to see like if I'm gonna fight myself, like, okay, like, this is how I would counter myself. And then I try to fix that. That way my opponent in the future doesn't try to do that on me.
No, that's good. And a quick little shout out to TK Boxing, proud sponsor of Off the Hook with AJ. As you can see right behind me, we got those gloves from TK Boxing Gear. Go ahead and give them a shout out. Go ahead and give them a follow at TK Boxing. They do custom gear, so go ahead and hit them up. So, what got you into boxing?
What got me into boxing? So, I was about 8 years old at the time. My dad did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
So it looked like, he had a gi on, and I thought it was karate or something. So I was like, hey, I want to try out karate. And then, there were jiu-jitsu classes. So I wasn't really too interested in jiu-jitsu, but they did have kickboxing classes. So that's what I started off with. I didn't start off with boxing, I started off with kickboxing. So I entered those kickboxing classes.
I didn't know that.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I love kickboxing. I could kick. I could still kick pretty good. I could knee, I could elbow. And then as soon as I started sparring, I fell in love with it.
Would you go back to kickboxing?
Yeah, I probably would after boxing, I would do something. Yeah. I love sparring because I felt like it was just a way for me to beat up on other kids for free, and I don't get in trouble for it. So I was like, yeah, I like it. And then my kickboxing coach at the time, he was a boxer himself. So he kind of started getting me into boxing little by little. So it was I transitioned into that. So I was probably around 12 or something around this time. This was after I had already done wrestling, because I did do wrestling. I did do some jiu-jitsu. I actually did a pancration as well. For those who don't know, pancration's
what is that?
It's you could strike anywhere in the body, just not the face, and you could grapple. So
that's what I want to do, man. I want to do that.
That's what it is. So I did a tournament. I didn't really like it because I wasn't too good on the ground. I think one of my pancration matches, I think me and the other kid just kicked each other. We were just kicking each other. No one tried to take each other down. Yeah. So I don't know. It was just a stand-up fight. It might as well have been a kickboxing or a boxing fight. So I did that, and then my coach got me into boxing. And at the time I didn't really the thought of boxing. Kind of I'd rather kickbox because there's more going on.
Right.
But then as soon as I started doing boxing, it's a lot more than what it looks like. There's more going on. It's not just two guys throwing hands. It's an art,
technique to it.
Right. Yeah. You gotta think in there. It's footwork. It's just setting up traps, things like that. So yeah, I had my first boxing fight at 13, and I'm here now at 21.
So you've been very, from what I can hear, you've always been athletic. You've always been into.
Right,
were there other sports that you were into, like basketball, baseball, anything like that, football?
I started T-ball when I was 4. When I was 4, I did T-ball. Yeah, I did T-ball for 4 years. And then I swam.
Oh, you also did swimming. That's good.
Yeah, swimming. I did taekwondo too. I tried to get into soccer, but I didn't end up getting into soccer I forgot the reason. I think practice was canceled or something.
Oh,
so
okay.
I didn't even, so I didn't even
just
do that.
Threw in the towel. You're like, whatever.
Right. Yeah, and then during high school, I wanted to do track, but I was just too busy with boxing.
Right. Yeah. See, like me, I was always into sports, but the only thing I didn't do was really boxing. Right. I didn't really box as when I was young. But even till this day, I still play baseball. I still play baseball to this day. So baseball is my favorite sport to play and stuff. But I'm still waiting on that call from the MLB. We'll see. But okay, so you're from East LA. Now, the biggest boxer from East LA, I believe, is Oscar De La Hoya.
Right.
Do you think that's a lot of big shoes to fill? Being that Oscar De La Hoya is from East LA, or do you feel like that helps you, that motivates you?
Doesn't motivate me. I mean, it kind of does, because I want to be the biggest name to ever come out of East LA.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, those are big shoes to fill, but I think I could do it,
Yeah, I definitely think you can do it, and you will do it, man. That's why I was going to say earlier. That's what I was going to say earlier.
Think so. I'm not just saying that. I really think I could,
No, definitely. I agree. Because just seeing your demeanor inside the ring, being around you personally, you just have that aura, man. You just got that vibe, that look, that swag, man, you're gonna do big things, man. And I can't wait for you to do big things.
Yeah,
I know you're gonna
can't
do
wait.
big things,
I'm real excited. Real excited.
Yeah. So how's it working with Manny Robles and Estrellita?
Yeah, so I've been working with him for 5 years. Estrellita's he's my main coach.
Uh-huh.
Manny's he's co-managing, he's my manager, and he's my assistant coach. So they both work with me, and they got a lot of experience. Thing with Edgar, any style that's put in front of us, we always know how to adjust, and we always got pretty much an answer to everything. And dude, even through the amateurs, when I was on the Olympic qualification team, like I was fighting the best amateurs in the world, and we always came up with a good game plan. So that's the thing. Like we're always able to adjust, and the sparring there too. Here in Southern California, we're in Southgate, so we got like all a bunch of great sparring.
Right.
People, there's always sparring available. We don't really have to go out like other people do in other states, and it's just great sparring, great training. So
that's good. That's good.
I'm in a good position.
And they got a lot of good fighters in that
Right.
stable, man, in that gym. It's always a pleasure going there. So what's the fighters that you grew up watching, man, when you were younger?
So I mean, I didn't always I started boxing kind of late. I was like 12, 13. But it was funny because around that time I just watched Mike Tyson. He was the only guy I ever really impressed me in boxing. So I wanted to be a heavyweight. I was like, damn, I could probably be a heavyweight. I want to move like Tyson. I want to be like Tyson. I wanted to do everything like Tyson. And I'm like far from being a heavyweight. I fight at 115, 118, bantamweight, super flyweight. So that will never happen for sure. But he's like really the one I actually always watched. It was Mike Tyson, always his highlights, everything he did. So I would just say Mike Tyson.
Okay. Now talking about your weight, you fight at flyweight, bantamweight, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever want to move up?
Yeah, eventually. But first, I want to go higher in the ranks and then win a title at 115, then move up to 18, and then eventually we'll see how far I could go up. But I mean, I'm still young. I'm just 21. I haven't really developed my manpower yet, my man strength. Right. So once that comes in, I'll probably be like a solid 122 in a couple years or so. But
you got a big road ahead of you, man. You got all.
Oh yeah, I do.
World, so
yeah, and I'm thinking divisions. So we'll just see how it plays out. It's all based on performance and all of that. I just got to take care of myself.
And what's next for you?
So what's next for me? You know what? I was looking at May, a big card in May, but I'm not so sure now that I just got some things I got to take care of. So maybe June, but I do.
There's a really big card on the zone. That's Canelo.
Right. So
that would be huge. That would be huge.
That would be great. That would be great. But I'm just taking it a day at a time. So we'll see.
Okay. So in regards to so you're saying like possibly in May or taking your time. How much time do you usually need to get back in the ring? You know what I mean? You got 2 fights under your belt, right? But do you need at least 30 days to get yourself back ready to, get back in the ring, or can you go right away?
I feel like as long as I'm active, I don't blow up so much after my fight, I could kind of go right away. I would like to fight. I think a good, I'm just starting off my career. So every other month would be great.
Yeah.
But it just all depends how it goes during training. If you get, injuries come, things happen, life happens. So sometimes there's some setbacks. So, but for the most part, as long as I stay in shape, I'm training. I'm always sparring. I just came back from a fight right now. So it's not like I haven't been doing anything. So
that's
every other month would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, boxing is a very brutal sport. It takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on, mentally, physically. It's not for everybody. And you can't play boxing like they all say, right? When you go into the Olympic tryouts, for the Olympics, that in itself is brutal. All the tryouts, all the tournaments, the competitions. Can you give us a little insight of that experience that you had, with the Olympic tryouts?
Yeah, well, I definitely had a really weird experience going through all of that, my journey was pretty weird and kind of unheard of. So, I mean, if we go way back, like this is like 2018, I hadn't won like a national tournament since I was like 13 or 14. I'm like 18 at the time.
Okay.
And the whole plan for me, it was the spring of it was 2019. Okay. The whole plan for me was to turn pro later that year. So my coach told me he was going to enter me into a tournament, which happened to be the qualifier for the Olympic trials. So there's 3 or 4 held throughout the year. The champion and the runner-up of each of those tournaments earn a spot on the Olympic trials. So that means there's 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just happened to enter that tournament, and we go in there thinking like, you know, if everything goes well, I win it, then we're gonna stay for the Olympic trials. If not, then we turn pro, just like as we had planned. But the whole point was for me to stay active. It was just for me to stay active for my pro debut later that year. So I won that tournament, and man, I entered at 114 because I was in Olympic.
Okay.
They took out the 108s, and it was 114. Then it went to 125, and then 38, and then like 52. So it was a big gap. There wasn't I think 119 would have been perfect, but you know, I struggled with 114. 114 was hard. I had to make the weight the whole week, you know. So I had to like hold it, like you know. And they had general weigh-ins.
Going back to boxing is brutal.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was a horrible wake up. But forget all of that. Like even throughout like killing myself to make the weight, I still end up like dominating that tournament. I end up stopping guys. I'm 8 counting guys. I'm running through guys. I'm steamrolling them.
Right.
So then I end up winning the tournament. You know, a huge underdog. No one knew how I was. And I ended up going there and I ended up beating everybody. So that was the first qualifier of the year. So then I'm like scouting all these other guys, watching to see who's gonna be in my weight class. And then the Olympic trials come around, which is at the end of the year. And I was the 4th seed. So the funny thing was like somehow like I really thought it was meant for me. You know, I was like, man, this is like, so something's like paving the way for me to win this. Like, make sure I win. I really felt that way because the first guy I was supposed to fight, I don't think he ended up making the weight. So I got a free like, I just advanced to the next day. You know, so I didn't have to fight.
So like a forfeit,
like,
basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So I you know, so I advanced. And then the guy was supposed to fight the day after. He ended up, I think he got sick. So then I advanced again. So I was like, damn, I'm like probably the least inactive fighter in the Olympic trials. I don't know if this is good or this is bad. But I took it as a good thing because, hey, that's less fights for me, less days I have to make weight. And I already advanced to the semifinals without even fighting a day. Right. So then I advanced to the semifinals against the number 2 seed. And I'm assuming politics got in the way because this guy had a higher seeding. And, you know, he had been to the Olympic Training Center before and whatnot, and I had never been there. And I thought I beat him, but they ended up giving the fight to him. So that means I go to the losers bracket, and I really have to win this fight. So this was a rematch of the guy I had beat in the tournament that I won back earlier in the year.
Okay, yeah.
So I already knew what to expect, and it was a close fight. You know, both times that I had beat him was a split decision, but I ended up getting the win, and I advanced to the finals. So it was just 2 fights to get to the finals. So I get to the finals with the guy that had lost like the day before, or the day before that fight. And then I lose again, you know, thinking that I had won and I should have won. So I was like, damn, like I was pretty like, I wasn't in a good mood. I was like, I don't want to be the alternate, you know, who wants to be an alternate? And then it turns out like this is different from other Olympic years. This is where it gets like really complicated.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to be the alternate, but they told me I had another chance to make the team by going to a training camp in Colorado Springs and an international competition. It was in Bulgaria. So whoever gets like more points based on performance actually gets a spot on the team. So this guy already started off with more points since he was the winner of the trials. But I had some catching up to do. But I was like, if you give me another chance, I'm gonna get it. You know, there's no doubt in my mind. So I was already like, kind of like, all right, like I already kind of made the team because I know I'm outpointed. Right. So I go into camp, and then sure enough, you know, I'm dominating in training. I'm like dropping my sparring partners. Like this guy from Italy came, and I was like dropping them, and I left a good impression to the coaches. And everything was different to me. I had never really like traveled like that to go to out of LA to go to, like I was in Colorado Springs, and
it's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it's cool. And then we went to Bulgaria, and then I fought 3 times and had a crazy like semifinal fight with the Bulgarian guy there, you know. So I ended up getting a bronze medal, and I was the only American male on the USA team medal, which was like pretty crazy when you think about it. So then I get more points than the other guy, just like I had said I would, and I ended up making the team. So that's how I made the team. And like 2 months after that, the actual Olympic qualifier that was going to be held in Argentina, we went back to Colorado Springs to train for it. And then like 2 weeks out or a week out, that's when the first lockdown happens with the whole coronavirus thing. So then everybody gets sent back home. And then I go back home, and then sure enough, like 2 weeks after that or something, the whole world's on like lockdown. And then the Olympics get postponed for a whole year.
Right.
So instead of taking it like as like a bad thing, I took it as like a good thing. That, you know, I don't have a lot of experience. I only had like 40 fights amateur fights at the time. So I knew I was gonna go up against like these dudes that are probably like in their 30s and been fighting amateur since they were kids, that had like over 200 fights or 300 fights. Right. So I was like, this extra year is gonna give me more experience. That way I could go up against those guys a lot easier.
Resume, huh?
Right. Yeah. So I was like, that's the way I'm taking it. So I really thought like, man, this is like probably meant for me. You know, I really thought it was meant for me. So then fast forward a year, I'm traveling all of Europe, going into these tournaments. I'm fighting the best guys in the world. I'm doing really good against them. And then when we're back in the same position or same time around that year, qualifiers coming again in Argentina.
Right.
And then we're 2 weeks out, man. And then the crazy thing is, there's a COVID like breakout in Argentina, so they're closing its borders, and they canceled the tournament in there, and that was the only chance at qualifying for the Olympics. So what that meant was that I didn't get the opportunity to go fight for my spot. All I had to do was like win 3 fights. You know, I had to be top 5 in my weight. I had to win 3 fights to get a seeding just to place in the Olympics, and I didn't get the opportunity. So I didn't go, man. I didn't even get to go. Yeah, so I did all of that just so I could not go. And then the way they were qualifying those guys from the Americas, because this was the Americas, right. The way they were qualifying them was from international ranking points. And I had never had international ranking points because I was pretty much new to the team. Like I had just made the team like a year ago. So I had never done world championships, Pan American games. All of that stuff was back when I was actually trying to qualify for the team. So I didn't have any of those points. So I didn't go, man. I didn't go.
Do they make it like, to me, it seems like they make it impossible for somebody to go.
Like, I mean, it seems
literally
close to impossible.
Yeah, like the Olympics, you know, the logo is those little rings, right? You literally have to, you know, jump in a lot of rings, through a lot of loops, you know, to get in that, man. That's crazy. But with all that being said, what did that teach you, like, in regards to, I mean, I'm sure that gave you a lot of experience, you know. If I were you, man, I would be like, you know what, I was in a lucky position. Like, it was good, man. It was cool. Like, not a lot of people can be in the position that I was in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a grateful position to be in, you know? And so that's something that you can tell, you know, people later on down the road and give your experience so that way they can learn, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I think that's a cool experience, man.
I mean, it is, man, but it just hurts so much that, like, I was only there for one reason, you know, and the reason was to win a gold medal. That's the way I took it, you know, since the beginning. I was like, I'm not here to have fun. I'm not here to, like, I'm just here to win, you know. And I think exactly, and I think it just sucks and it hurts so bad that I didn't even get the opportunity to go. So I started thinking all kinds of stuff, like, man, like, if this could always be like, it was just taken away from me, you know, like.
Yeah,
like fights were taken away from me. Like I was always getting robbed of fights that I felt like I always won. And then you're right though. It did give me experience, but it was just devastating that I didn't get to go, you know. And I seen everybody else. Like I've seen not everybody else. It was about 6 or 7 of us that didn't get to go for the same reason. But the ones that did have ranking points, you know, they went. So I was like, man, we could have been in there as a team, you know, like together in Japan.
And you know what, man? Just use that fuel, you know, to be a world champion now.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
to be a world champion. That's why everything happens for a reason, you know, and your reason is going to be a world champion, you know, and I could see it in your eyes, man. I could see it. Like, you want this, you know, and you're going to get it, man. You're going to get it. I really do believe you're going to get it, man. Let's talk about the fights that are coming up. What's the main fight right now that's coming up that you're most intrigued about? Because in April, man, we got a lot of fights coming up. We got Ryan Garcia fighting. We got who else? We got Tank, you know, in May. You know,
we got Tank. We got
Canelo. We got Charlo. You know, with Brian Castano. You know, he's still being trained by Manny, right? Yeah. Yeah,
he's still in the gym, so he's getting ready for that.
In the gym. So, what's the main fight that you're looking forward to?
I'm kind of looking forward to Valdez and Shakur Stevenson. I kind of like that.
You mentioned that one. You're right. Yeah, the Valdez and Shakur.
That's next month already. The end of the next month.
Yeah, that's on the what is it? The 20? No, the
30th.
30th. There you go. Yeah. So, that's actually a good one. Who do you got on that fight?
I don't know. It's gonna be. I don't know, man. If it goes to decision, I got Shakur. But I don't know about this.
You think Valdez needs to knock out Shakur in order to win?
I think, man. I think because
I agree.
I think he's going to do pretty good in the first few rounds, but he just can't let Shakur think too much. Once he does that, I think he's going to take control.
And you know what? I wouldn't put it past Valdez. Valdez has the power to knock out Shakur Stevenson.
Right.
I agree with you. If it goes to the cards, I think they'll give it to Shakur. Right. But Valdez has the ability to knock out Shakur Stevenson.
Right.
He's actually the more experienced fighter.
Yeah, being able to connect, man, because Shakur
just
slick.
one. But I mean, Shakur. We are talking about Shakur Stevenson too, man. That's he's a beast in himself. So
his distance.
Yeah. So we got this game. Oh man, I messed up. I dropped up the little paper. So look, man, I got this game that we play. You down to play a little game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I really do appreciate your time, man. Seriously,
yeah.
You know, I'm really looking forward to the rest of your career, man. I'm a big fan.
It'll be a good year, though. This year's gonna be good. I got some big news coming.
Oh yeah, hey, let me know too as soon as you get that news.
Oh yeah, I'll announce it on my social media.
Yeah. All right, so I'm excited, man. Let's get it. So this game called Let's Get Personal. All right, and they're rapid questions. Let's start. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Favorite food?
Nachos.
Favorite color?
Silver.
Favorite athlete? In any sport?
In any sport. Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Your first car?
Mercedes.
All right. Your dream car?
I don't know. I got so many of them.
Pick one.
Any type of Rolls Royce.
Okay. All right. Favorite place to travel? So that question is a little tricky. What's your favorite place to travel, and what place have you traveled to that's on the top of your list?
My favorite place to travel, and one that's on my list that I've never been to.
Yeah.
My favorite place to travel. I mean, I went to Colorado Springs so many times. That's pretty cool. You know, I went for training.
I like it there. Yeah.
I say New York City. I like New York City. So.
Okay. And what place do you want to go to?
What place do I want to go to?
Imagine, man, you're a world champ. You got that belt. You want to take a little vacation. Where's that?
Probably go to Antarctica or something. I don't know. Somewhere weird, you know?
Yeah. Hey, that's cool though, man.
Go check out the penguins or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. All-time favorite movie?
A Clockwork Orange.
Which one?
A Clockwork Orange.
I heard of that one. I haven't seen that one.
That's pretty good.
All right. What's your favorite type of music?
I like 90s rap.
90s rap? Okay. Favorite artist? What's your favorite artist?
Artist.
In the 90s.
That's a lot. I got a lot of favorite artists too. I like Bone Thugs, 2 Live Crew.
Okay.
Anything that has a lot of bass, because I like bass.
Yeah. Hey, the 90s, I think, to me personally, I think the 90s was, probably the best time in music in general.
I think so.
R&B and rap and stuff. All right. So what's your favorite thing to do on your off day, man? When you're not training, you're chilling out. What's your ideal day off?
My ideal day off, probably go out somewhere in the city, get some coffee or something. I like coffee. Okay. I can drink it at any time of the day.
What's your favorite coffee?
Favorite coffee, I like Dutch Bros coffee.
Okay.
No, they don't have that in LA.
I have not been there, man. I've not been there. Yeah, all around.
Yeah, I was looking at some Dutch Bros pictures one time when I was cutting weight for a tournament. I was like, when I'm done with this tournament, I gotta go to Dutch Bros.
Yeah.
And then I didn't end up going until I went to Colorado Springs for the first time. And then I tried it, and I just love it. Every time I go to Vegas, I have it in Vegas.
They're being built everywhere, man. Everywhere.
Yeah. I think right here in LA, they got way too many Starbucks. They don't have we need more of a different kind
of competition out there, man. Coffee bean's good. But Starbucks, man, that was no competition.
Yeah, right. So I like Dutch Bros. And then,
so just going out and having some coffee in the city.
Right. I like video games too, so I play a lot of video games.
Okay, what's your favorite video game?
So favorite video game. I like Tetris.
Oh, hey, yeah. See, me, I like playing sports games, man. Like Madden, MLB, the show. They need to come back out with those boxing games, man. Remember the knockouts and all that? They need to come back. I heard they are, though, through a grapevine. I heard pretty soon. By next year, I think they should be having another boxing game. So, hey, man, I really do appreciate your time. I really do. What's any shout outs? Yeah, I want to give
to my sponsors. I got Pecan Munchies, Everlast, Archetype Athletic, EastLA.com, Elite Garden.
Okay.
And Viria Barajas. And if I missed anybody, sorry, just so the ones off the top of my head.
There's a lot of them.
Right, there's a lot of them. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Where can they follow you at?
You can follow me on my Instagram at _ Anthony C. Herrera. My Twitter at Anthony C. Herrera, and my Facebook at Anthony Herrera.
And you guys can follow me at AJ_official page _ and follow us at Off the Hook with AJ at Off the Hook with AJ. Thank you again, Anthony, for your time. I'm very excited to see what's coming in your future, man, on your fights, everything. I wish you nothing but the best, nothing but success, man. And you got it, bro. You're on your way.
One fight at a time. So, I mean, this year is going to be a good year. I think I'm get a lot of exposure this year. So, I'm just really real excited.
Sounds good. Hey, I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited for that news that you got coming up. So everybody, follow Anthony, man. So you can stay up on his news. All right. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. And I'll see you soon, man. I'll stop by the gym pretty soon. All right.
All right.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Brother.
All right.